So yeah, let me say something about what full presence mindfulness is. So the background of full presence mindfulness is a teaching by Tartang Toku or Tartang Rinpoche, um, who came to the United States, came to the West in 1968. So he has been active and remains active for well over 50 years now. Um, and I think in the early years, and actually maybe throughout his time in the West, he has been very interested in looking for approaches that could speak to a sort of Western mindset, if you can describe it that way. And one of his very first attempts, which is quite remarkable really, was when he wrote a book called Time, Space, and Knowledge, A New Vision of Reality. It's possible that some of you have heard of that, but that's a book that has been studied ever since he wrote it. There have been study groups for a long time. And I became very involved in the time, space, knowledge teachings. And in later years, Rinpoche wrote a number of other books, also about the time, space, and knowledge vision, the vision of reality. And I was the editor on all of those books. So I had the opportunity to really work with him very closely on these teachings, and I think they're quite wonderful. And not just wonderful in the sense of, oh, how lovely, but wonderful in their sort of transformative understanding of who we are as human beings and what's possible for us as human beings. The thing about the time, space, knowledge books that most people would agree on is that they're challenging. They're difficult to work with. Um, they present new ideas in new ways, and they're rigorous in a sense. And a lot of people find it difficult to really work with them or go into them deeply. So about 10 years ago, I began to think about a way of presenting those teachings or presenting something that goes to the heart of what those teachings are about, that would be more accessible, would be easier for people to understand and work with. And that's how full presence mindfulness was born. So it's an attempt to take some of the insights or to transmit the vision, you could say, of reality. Um, and I'm not saying it's comprehensive, but I think full presence mindfulness is a way of really going into what Rinpoche has made available, that people can work with. It's immediate and it's practical, and then as you go with it further, as you go deeply into full presence mindfulness, and it begins to touch on some of the themes of the time, space, knowledge vision. But you've been prepared. There's a kind of, it's an easier path, you could say, than the original TSK time, space, knowledge books.